Welcome to Anime Review 2020, Part 1. Now you're probably thinking, wait, normally you say this for the end of the year. You're only halfway. It's only June. It's not December yet, so why are you doing this now? That's probably a lot of you probably be thinking that when you see the title for this, or probably comment below about this. Well, there's a reason for it. For one thing, at this point last year, I was still working on Case Closed. That's one series in just 6 months. This year, in just 6 months, I have gone through 25 anime. Yes, 25. And unlike the last several years, where a lot of it is usually based on manga, a lot of the ones that I've watched this year are based upon light novels. There's still some that are adapted from manga. The first one I started out this year was Yes, this one basically was a continuation of last year. Yes, I had started this late last year around December. I actually finished it the following month. I kind of predicted that. And of course, well, that was a series I initially was doing because, well, I finished the manga, so I want to watch the anime. The series I did right after that, Inuyasha, this was a series that I actually have been planning to do for some time. Yes. It's not exactly more longer anime I've done, but it's uniquely different with Inuyasha. While I was watching this series, like every time I finished up one season for the show, I would do like one quick little show, or at least a season show, in between every season. I did this for the first 5 seasons of the show, and plus I was also working on the case. I was also working on the films in Inuyasha. Yeah, I basically watched and reviewed all 4 Inuyasha movies. Now these are series I was watching Inuyasha, and it's only about 3 series. You have the Mermaid Saga, which is also basically a series adapted from the same writer as Ranma Half of Inuyasha. Yep. And that was 13 episodes. Ranma Half was 143. And of course had 3 movies and like 9 OVAs. And I reviewed pretty much all of them. Yep. Inuyasha is 190 episodes. Up until I did Dragon Ball, this was in fact the longest series. Up until I did DBC, this was the longest series I did this year. Yep. Mermaid Saga was 13 episodes. Testament of Sister Devil was 25. And the other series, it was Asakusa of a Rogue Hero. This was 30 episodes. Now, basically, the first 3, all from manga. Testament of Sister Devil is from a light novel series. Yep. Where prior to watching the show, I had read the first 8 light novels. Yes, and there have been total number of 12 in Japan. And here's the interesting thing about the series. There is no English release for this one. Nope, there isn't. Yes, kind of the same thing with the another series, but the same writer. Yeah, kind of a similar thing with this one. Yes. Now, the reason why I mainly got into Testament of Sister Devil was because the art style looked very similar to High School DxD, and some of the characters kind of reminded me of characters from High School DxD. That's mainly the reason why I did it. And plus, this was the first anime I've watched since Overlord, where it's adapted from light novels. I watched Overlord back in 2018. Yes, that's when I watched it on High School DxD. It had been roughly about 2 years as I basically, like last year, it was all manga based. This year, it's mostly like light novels. Now, Asakusa Rogue Hero and Testament Sister Devil, there's no English release for these books series at all. Asakusa Rogue Hero, the strange thing when I was watching this, prior to watching this particular series, I had only read just the first light novel, then just watched the rest of the series. Well, there was kind of a reason for that, because there is no English translation of books 2 and 3. Yes, for some reason there is no I read fan translations with this one, like I did with High School DxD. I like Testament of Sister Devil. That one's been translated up until like book 2, which I think is the last book for the series, which I haven't read yet. And in the case of Asakusa Rogue Hero, some of this series has been translated. I'd say all but about 3 books. Only books 2 and 3 and 6 have not been translated in English. Yeah, unknown why in the world this is. Now, Testament of the Devil had 12 books, of course, for the first 8. Asakusa Rogue Hero had 11 books, and I've only read the first one. But all but 3 are available here. well, the refan translation wise. Yeah, unknown why these two have never gotten a basically no publication company has translated these books over here. Unknown why, but High School DxD, yeah, that was recently announced to finally get an official English release. But we have to wait until October for it to come out. Yep. Now, well, pretty much when I finished Inuyasha, before I jumpstart my next series, which was My First Girlfriend's a Gal, during this period of time, I actually finished the Case Closed movies. You see, I had left off with movie number 13. I had gotten that far, but I didn't go any further than that. So what I did is that between every single season, I was pretty much watching, like, in the case Inuyasha, like, after the first few seasons, I was watching, like, one Case Closed movie and one Inuyasha movies. And I did this right after I finished each of these series. When I finished Inuyasha movies, I increased for, like, seasons 5, 6, and 7, I increased up to 2. Yes, I increased up to 2. And by the time I finished Inuyasha, I was going to do basically like a movie between every season. I also basically kind of started watching the series RWBY, but I only watched the first seasons of the show. I had other stuff to work on, so I was going to get back to it later. But I want to make sure I had watched the first seasons before I met the actors who voiced the character Blake from the show, which I got a chance to meet her, beautiful woman, at Comic-Con this year. Yep, and so I decided pretty much after I finished up that show, I figured, though, I have a few movies left, so just watch them. And I did. I watched every one of them. I also finished up there was a series of one-shot specials. I watched all of those. All of them really good. I finished the TV specials, well, except for the first couple. But yeah, I mostly finished up a lot of Case Closed this year. Yeah, pretty much most of the franchise, mostly finished up. I'm still reviewing the series, mind you, yes. I'm still reviewing the anime and manga, along with reading the anime for One Piece, Black Clover, Blue Exorcist, like pretty much all the stuff I previously reviewed last year, still doing this year. For anime wise, these following series basically I have reviewed so far this year, and 2 of them wrapped up their seasons already, and that was Seven Deadly Sins, that wrapped up a season. I actually wrapped it before everything got shut down in Japan. Yeah, because they ended it in April, and they decided to have season 4 start up in October. We had My Hero Academia. This one did suffer the delay of the pandemic. So even though in Japan the series finished up in April, the dub didn't finish up until just last weekend. Yeah, so these 2 shows finished up their 2 seasons respectively. But as of right now, these following anime I'm reviewing, though I'd say about 2 of them are confirmed coming back. The other 2 have not been confirmed to come back. The 2 are confirmed coming back are Black Clover and One Piece. Yep, these 2 are confirmed coming back. I'm still also reading Boruto and Case Closed. Case Closed has been hiatus since I think late April. It's been hiatus for over almost 2 months now. Unknown when this series is going to come back out. Here's kind of the strange thing comes to this series. There's been no, unlike let's say with Boruto, where there have been articles about this series and some of the series I've watched. Not in the Case Closed. I have never seen any articles on comicbook.com related to the series, like when the series is going to resume. So basically, I've been patiently waiting for over a month for the series to resume, but it hasn't resumed yet. But the manga basically is publishing no problem. Yes. The Viz Media is taking their sweet time releasing the damn volumes. I mean, in Japan, they've already released it to volume 99. I'm not kidding about that. They're up that far. And in the case of here, they only have to think volume 60, I think it is. Yeah, that's how far they've gotten with it. Of course, as for manga-only reviews, well, there's Attack on Titan. There is Blue Exorcist, Black Butler, D. Gray Man, which only been released 1 chapter this year because the series releases quarterly. Let's see, was there any other one? There's Fire Force. I'm still reviewing that, and I'm waiting for season 2 to start up next month. And I think that's it for stuff basically I'm still reviewing this year. Now, the other series, a lot of them are really short. Wow, you went through a lot of really short series. My First Girlfriend is a Gal. That's Goblin Slayer, adapted from the first 2 volumes of the light novel series. My Bride is a Mermaid, a manga, 26 episodes. My First Girlfriend is a Celebrity Verge. I'm not saying what the actual title of the show is. It's like Stobitch. I'm not saying what the word is because I'm not sure why in the world that a series would have a word in its title. I have no idea why. But yeah, those two were done from manga. And then next came two series, pretty much from the same person, so it's not the same universe. Versus, is it Raw Makeup Girls in a Dungeon, which has been I reviewed. Now in the case of the year ones, my first Government's Cal, 10 episodes plus an OVA. Goblin Slayer, 12 episodes. There's a movie that's been released. I have not seen it yet. My Brother's Mermaid has released 26 episodes plus 2 OVAs, which were actually pretty decent. My Girlfriend's Slave Bird, this one released 10 episodes and like 1 OVA. Is the Ramen Goes Gun Dungeon. This one released 20 episodes across 2 seasons. The third season is supposed to start next month, but it's been delayed to October. Plus, of course, I've also watched, aside from the 2 seasons, the OVAs, the series, which has been officially 2. Like, they released 1 for season 1 and 1 for season 2. And I've watched the film, yes, which is actually an original. And spin-off series, Sword of Roya. Yeah, that was adapted for like 1 season of a show. They adapted the first 4 books of the series. Now, as for yeah, this series is the first like 8 books in those 2 seasons. Yep. Next, now the next like 3. Let's see. Next 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, next 4 series are adapted from manga. 2 of them were read years ago. First, of course, was Witchcraft Works. Yeah, I initially had never heard of the series before. I have heard of the company that makes this series, JC Staff, the same company who did One Punch Man Season 2. Yeah, they did that one, and I think they worked on a few other ones, but that's the most notorious one they worked on. And I gotta say, this was an awesome series. Unknown why they never did a Season 2 for this one. I mean, they left it off where, and in case you're wondering, is there still material from the manga? Is there more chapters as manga? Is it still published? As far as I can tell, yes, but this manga stopped publishing back in August of last year. But I've read the whole series. It's a great series to read. And I'm into it. I had never heard of an actual series with the main motif is all witches. I've seen witches occasionally pop up in anime, but not with the whole series, like every single character is a witch. Yeah, but here's the thing about this one. This is the first one since Pandora Hearts where there's no English dub for this one. Yeah, no English dub. 12 episodes of no English dub. Yeah, I had to watch the whole series sub. It's fantastic. I really wish that some studio would. If I pick one of them, I would pick Funimation because it would work really well. Yeah, and then of course came 3 other series of manga, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. The other series I watched while I was watching those series, and of course Dragon Ball is 153 episodes, Dragon Ball Z is 291. And these ones basically I watched, a lot of them I pretty much watched while, like all of them except for one. Like from my 15th through 22nd one, these are like 8 anime. I watched these ones while I was watching Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. First came My Wife is Student Council President, adapted from manga. 24 episodes that are 8 minutes long. The sole VA for the series is 10 minutes. Yeah, I got through the series in less than a day. It was one of the most quickest anime I have ever sat through. Though there's another anime that I watched this year that also was really quick for me to get through. Yep. And that was, well, the series that came after the next one. Next came Kuno-sama! Yep. A series I actually got the 6 light novel for. Yeah. 2 seasons, 10 episodes, and of course the movie. The main series has only covered the first 4 books. Yeah, the first season covered the first 2 books. Second season covered books 3 and 4. They did up a story from book 2 for some reason, season 2, I don't know why. And there was the film that came out last year, which I have seen. It is really, really good. And the thing is, that movie is not made by the same studio who made the main anime. But the animation didn't suffer, and from the reception I heard about this movie, the reception was really positive. Like, oh my gosh, yes. So, here's hoping that there's going to be a season 3. Oh, and in case you're wondering, is there plenty of books for this one? Oh, yes, there is. There's like 12 books left, and the last book was actually came out just a month ago. Yeah, but only here they released like first 11 books. Yep. The other series. Next one was Isekai Quartet. This was basically 24 episodes, like with My Wife is Doing Compressed. These are roughly about 8 minutes, but these are fun. This is like a series of couple shorts. I watched this right after watch Kunosaba. Now, this part of the series, I only seen two of the series that crossed over this one. That was Kunosaba and Overlord. I later rewatched Overlord while I was watching some stuff. Yeah. So, this series crossed over not only Kunosaba and Overlord, but also Saga Titan Evil and ReZero. They did this for the first season. Second season, they threw in Raising a Shared Hero and Cautious Hero. And guess what? Right after I finished watching the show, I watched Saga Titan Evil and and ReZero. Yep, I watched these two shows right after I wrapped up this one. Though, not one of these. Yeah. And Isekai Quartet is not from any series per se. It's an anime original, but it's an absolute great series to watch. Now, all the characters have had experience basically being kept short. Yeah. So next game, Saga Titan Evil. 12 episodes. I have roughly the first 3 books of the series. It did have one film. I have seen it. Really good. Now, unlike the main series, which was dubbed, the movie has been announced that Crunchyroll is going to dub it. They're going to release a later date. Yeah. The movie itself loosely adapts Book 4. It does that pretty well, mind you. I pretty much currently, as of right now, I actually own Book 5, and I just finished up recently, and I actually am on the book right now for Outside Levels. Yep. Next came ReZero, where basically this was 25 episodes. Let's see. Yeah, 25 episodes. There was a couple of shorts, about 12 of them. There's a couple OVAs, one who came out last year. And Season 2 for the series is coming out next month. And it's coming out the day after Black Clover comes back. Yep, it's coming out. It's being released July 8th. Which, wow, that is quite interesting, though, that this series, ReZero, is resuming its series the same week as Black Clover. But here's something I don't like about it. They're splitting it in half. I'm like, it's Attack on Titan Season 3 all over again. Why the heck would we have to split in half for? No idea why. It's one of the most dumbest things I've ever seen. Why we split in half for? No idea. I have heard something that the second half is going to appear in the fall, but there's possibility that this first half might be 12 episodes, but who knows? If 20 episode season again, I'm hoping for it. And then the next few anime, basically, like next two, also based on light novels. Now, these next two, one of whom has been confirmed for Season 2, like ReZero, but it's coming out next year. This is How Not to Summon Demon Lord, which adapted the first 3 books and basically the first chapter, Book 4. I did see a review of this online, and apparently someone said this is basically like, say, skip this anime. It's not the good adaptation of the light novel. And my opposite opinion of that, yeah, it's a very faithful adaptation of the source material. I mean, they keep pretty much everything in. Why the heck would you think it's a terrible adaptation? It's a great show. Plus, it's got a great dub cast. Yeah, I don't get that criticism for the show. I mean, that's personal opinion, but I highly doubt it's basically general broad basic people's feel about the show. It's a great show to watch, and I personally would love to see Season 2 when it comes out next year. Now, reading light novels for this series, I'm currently up to, I've read the book 9. Yes, I have read book 9. And I have roughly 3 books left before this light novel series is up to date. Yep. Now, as once, Another World with my smartphone, adapting the first 3 books of the series. Surprisingly, there is no Season 2 for this one. Yeah, there's not been announced yet. The series only came out just a few years ago. I'm surprised there hasn't been a Season 2 because when that season ended, it's kind of like, man, we just have 2 plot threads that... And of course they tease like the future fiancés of the main character, like he's supposed to have 9 wives. And I'm like, Why wouldn't you have a season 2? It's a great show. Surprisingly enough, there was a commenter on one of my videos when I was reviewing, on my smartphone, and here's the thing, this guy is apparently a fan of the series. Wow, it's actually first time I actually have someone who commented on video, aside from High School DxD, that actually likes a series I watched. Yes, I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's an absolute great series to watch. I mainly got into it because the premise and the title is it's so hilarious, but the premise is so cool and so original. Imagine going to a world with magic, bows and arrows and swords, and taking your smartphone with you. I'm like, wow. Yes, I'm like, yeah, I'm watching this show. Yeah, it's so hilarious. And the thing is, they've released 20 volumes of the series, only the first 19 released here. I've only read the first 3. I'm planning to read book 4 soon. The other series one is adapted from a light novel, a manga series, Claymore. 26 episodes, made by Madhouse. A series that was not finished adapting, because for the last 2 episodes of the series, we had to throw in frickin' filler. Yep, this was a very recent one. I was reading the manga for it. If you wonder how long the manga is, it's 155 chapters. The anime covered roughly the first 55 chapters of the series. Why the heck the series stopped there, I have no idea. Why they altered stuff for the last few chapters, no idea. Could it be season 2? Yeah, if they ignore all the filler stuff. Yeah. It's a good show with a disappointing conclusion. Next shows I watched, next one I watched was Cautious Hero, which basically for this one did something uniquely different. I actually purchased, yes, I purchased light novels. This is book 3. I'm reading this one right now. And this is the most recent book they released here in the U.S. Next book's coming out next month. I read the first 2 books. They're on my shelf right now. And I read those 2 books, and then I watched the anime. The anime is fantastic. It's a very recent anime I just watched. And the series concluded roughly 6 months ago. Wow. A very recent, that recent anime, 6 months. Wow. And I was talking to my friends online. They apparently had never heard of the series before, which I'm not that surprised, given the fact it's probably not one of the big series. But it's a great series. I do highly recommend watching it because of how hilarious it is. And the English dub is fantastic. I also recommend check out the light novels because these books are really short. They're not very long. And the thing is, they do have lots of chapters, 25, 30 chapters, these books. But the chapters are really short, like about 5 or 6 pages. They're really short. Here to share are, the last one I covered, I heard to was Dragon Ball GT. This one I just finished up just yesterday. And while watching Dragon Ball GT, I actually, while I was watching one episode, I managed to read manga for this particular series, watch this show after I watched one episode for GT. And that was the Hell Fox Sonic-san. Yeah, that was the last anime I started this year so far. And that's the 25th anime I covered so far this year alone. Absolute fantastic series. And it is dubbed. But here's the surprise though. No season 2 for this one, despite the fact there's plenty of source material for it. Yeah, it did leave it open for a season 2. I'm surprised there hasn't been a season 2 yet for this series. Yes. How long the show aired? I think it aired just about 5 years ago. Yeah, but it's a great series. It has sort of vibes for me for Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, how similar the premise is. Creature is not a maid for the main character, and kind of some opposite happens. The main character is basically tends to basically lust at her tail, which they kind of do something similar to that in Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. Yeah, but that's all the anime I watched this year so far. Now, the series I'm looking forward to basically season this year are Fire Force Season 2, coming out next month. ReZero Season 3, also next month. Is the Wrong Pickup Girls Dungeon, which comes out in October. And Attack on Titan Season 4, which, here's the thing about this particular season. Now, all I heard when this season was announced, it was coming, and it was coming this year. They didn't say when this year, is that it was coming this year. The latest I've heard for this particular series is that season 4 is going to air possibly in the fall at this rate. Yes, that is the latest I've heard. And I did hear something, I thought this was quite strange though. Wit Studio is not working on season 4 for the show. Nope. Wit Studio is not working on it. It's made by Mappa, which is a... Now, apparently, Wit is a subsidiary studio to the studio who owns it. Mappa is also a subsidiary, same company, and from what I can tell, it's same animation team, but different studio this time. And I saw the footage for like, damn, this footage looks very good. And I can't wait for season 4 to start up. When it does. I'm definitely looking forward to watching it. I'm sure the Funimation basically, I know they still have the license to dub this series, so I'm sure they're eagerly anticipating the season starting up. The problem with this studio, basically, with studios have a problem with this, where they basically do not announce, 1, how long the season is going to be, or 2, the release date. Like in the case of last season, I think that we knew the release date for it, but I think in the case also that one, we knew that they were going to have 2 arcs, Uprising and Return Shuas. We knew about that. One thing I heard a lot of people were really, really worried about, even I was worried about this too, was that it was going to be 2 episodes again. It wasn't. It was a split season. It was 22 episodes, which is better than 12. Because 12 was stupid. I mean, why the heck would you have just do 12? Do more. Yeah, get what you will. But yeah, those 4 seasons look up, and those are all the series I've watched so far this year. I'm still planning to do Reason Shoot here. That'll be next anime I do. But there's a few other ones doing 1, 2 along with it. Okay? I'm doing like right after that one. Okay? So that's it for this particular review. I still have other reviews I'm going to do today. I'm going to do a Comic Corner next, and I'm also going to do today for Boruto, One Piece, another Comic Corner, and I think that's it for today. Okay? Until next video. Bye.